Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum. Last time, we beat up the last of the Realgam Tower admins, received a Master Ball from Egan, which I believe will be used in the post-game, Flame?
No, it's actually going to be used just before the end of the game. Not the Pokemon that people might imagine I'll use it on, but I will make good use of it in the final part before the post-game, so to say. But yeah, we've worked our way back here, and after a while you sort of start to memorise the layout of this and which of these little cart things I guess goes where. This is completely fucking unnecessary. Just get a hallway. People can fucking walk.
It really is. Or even if not, get a travelator, because then you don't have a whole thing that's just a small platform that needs to move. Just the whole floor moves, and then you don't even need to do anything at all.
I know what a travelator is, but when you said it for a split second, my mind just immediately jumped to some fucking Poketuber thing. Is that a Gen 8 Pokemon that I haven't heard about yet?
Yeah, when you get soaked into the Pokemon world on a Poketuber scale, it's like you act like the characters in the games, and every line of dialogue you say is something to do with Pokemon. You don't have anything else going on in your life.
Really? Why did we need another person here to block the way? Do you not think taking down all 4 admins was enough of a challenge?
Well, you see, we've already fought these bosses who, previously commanded the legendary dogs, and now they've got these specialised strategies and that. But it's this random Cypherpean guy with his fucking Ariados who's going to stop us.
Well, let's see what happens. I would like to discuss, because there's a lot of trainer parts and battles in this one, so I would like to discuss basically a carry-on of what we were discussing at the end of the last part, Pokemon spin-offs and whatnot. So I'm just going to bring up good old reliable Bulbapedia here, and I'm going to go down the list, and we are just going to discuss whether or not we have played them or not. Let's see. Hey You Pikachu. No, not released in Europe. Moving on. Pokemon Channel.
Yes,
I have. I will say that game, I haven't actually played it in years, but from what I remember of playing it, a little bit of a guilty pleasure, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay itself is very basic. You are basically just overseeing this Pikachu who has a worryingly unhealthy television addiction. And over the course of this, you get to see the Pichu Brothers anime, which is actually pretty cool. But there's something charming about it that I like. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do have fond memories of that game.
ditto. It was very sweet and just very cute as well.
Alright, the Pokepark series. Pikachu's Adventure and Pokepark 2 Wonders Beyond. I love these games. You just play as a Pokemon, you go around, you do mini games and whatnot, you solve a mystery, and then there's loads of legendaries towards the end. It honestly reminds me, as a child, I sort of made up a game. I was writing down notes and whatnot, where you would play as each individual of the 150 Pokemon at the time, and each would have a different mini game. With Charmander, you'd have to set things on fire within a lot of time. Squirrel, maybe you'd have to swim through obstacles, etc. So I guess eventually someone stole the idea out of my mind and made a game for me. I will say, Pikachu's Adventure, good, if a little bland on just the story and tone wise. Wonders Beyond is the real deal. It has even a tournament at the end, and this is full action fighting and whatnot.
See, those games, I've never played them, but from what little I've seen of them, they do look like they're charming. I do want to give them a shot at some point. It's just, I have a backlog right now.
Ditto.
Okay, let's move on then. The TGC series, or to say it properly, TCG. There you go.
Yes.
Pokemon Trading Card Game and Pokemon Card GB2 Here Comes Team GR, the latter of which was only released in Japan, but there is now a ROM hack translation. So, Flame, thoughts?
I do like that game. I will say I actually got into the trading card game itself, the physical card game, quite a bit after that game came out, so I wasn't as familiar with that particular meta as people who played it back then would have been, but I do like the gameplay concept. I like the story for as shallow as it is, and I also like the limited edition Meowth promo that you got with it, which it's shiny and cool. I've got a few of them because they would occasionally slip promo cards in with other media, there was the Mewtwo from the first film. Yes. I think during certain theatre showings of, cinema showings of Pokemon 2000, they actually gave out the Ancient Mew cards, didn't they?
They did. That was fucking lit, mate.
Which I was too young to have got that at the time, but I do have one that I got hold of somehow. I can't remember how, but I might have been given it at some point. But yeah, they're cool. And I do like the fact that someone sort of worked out a translation for that font that he's printed in. And like, I remember back in the day where there were people who made their own custom equivalents of the Ancient Mew with other Pokemon, which I remember being pretty cool.
Oh, that's amazing. You could just make like an ancient Pokemon line, actually. I'm surprised they haven't done that. You think it would like shift a lot of units. We actually have a stream playthrough of the second trading card game by Helldragon on the channel, because he streamed it for us like years ago. So if you want to check out that, which probably a lot of you won't have seen, because again it was Japan only, yeah, give that a shot. The Pinball series, Pinball, which was a Game Boy game which had various Generation 1 Pokemon, and then there was Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, which was for the GBA, but includes Hoenn native Pokemon only. I believe Pokemon Pinball was the first game to introduce a Rumble pack for the Game Boy.
See, I have played that. I never had the specific thing. I think my copy of it might have been a bootleg. I can't remember exactly. I spent a lot more time playing Ruby and Sapphire, and I had quite a lot of fun with that game for what it is. Never really got good at it. Like, I'm not Donny tier with Pinball. I never will be, but I did enjoy that game.
Alas, yeah, Donny is fucking legit. SFF 1991. When it comes to like pinball games and the like.
Yeah, that's his thing, really, isn't it? He's really good at them games from what I've seen of him playing them.
Oh yeah, Rich, what about you, mate? Any forays into the pinball side of the Pokemon franchise?
Absolutely none.
Alright, shut up, moving on then. Puzzle series. Pokemon Puzzle League for the N64 and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the GBC. Both of these were essentially parodied upon or Tetris Attack, and hell yes, I fucking loved Puzzle League, because they had their own, like, they animated like a proper like anime storyline, and like had Veronica Taylor come back as Ash, and you know, the guy for Professor Oak and so on. Oh, it was great.
Yeah, I never played the N64 one, but I have spent a lot of time playing Puzzle Challenge on the Game Boy Color. I know I am a little bit of a sucker for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and I have a lot of love for that particular era, but like, that game I sunk a lot of time into, and that was one of the games that I remember my parents liking, which was kind of odd for a Pokemon game back then, particularly given they hated me talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
But it was even to the point when we were on holiday once, my old man went out and bought himself an SP on the cheap just so he could play it when I weren't around or whatever.
The SP, I love it. I love it so much. I can see my Emerald Green one from here. Fucking Rayquaza for life.
See, I never had my own SP, I just had the original generation Game Boy Advance. I had a white one, and whenever it gets slightly dark, or if I was outside and the sun was out, it was like squinting hard on the screen trying to make out what I was doing.
Jesus.
Because that was before they put the fucking backlights in. Although, wasn't it with the SP, weren't there some models of that they left out the headphone jack? I seem to recall someone complaining about that with some of them, and that's...
People will complain about everything. Let's stop rambling. Yes, it did not have a headphone jack for the most part, because it was a very compact clamshell design of a handheld, and I just love it. But yeah, Richie, any experience with these puzzle games?
Nope, absolutely none.
Alright, shut up, moving on. The Mystery Dungeon series. Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue and Blue Rescue Team, Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and Explorers of Darkness, Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Keep Going, Blazing Adventure Squad, Let's Go Stormy Adventure Squad, and Go For It Light Adventure Squad, Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, and the latest one, Super Mystery Dungeon Flame. Nice and snappily, please.
Well, as I mentioned last time, I really have next to no experience at all with them, because they weren't really my thing.
Absolutely love them, brilliant. The only two that I haven't played were the two WiiWare ones that were only ever released in Japan. All the others, absolutely loved them. I would still say the Explorers of Sky is the best of the collection, but they've all got their strong suits, and all of them have made me cry at the end, and therefore they have brilliant stories.
A very nice looking lobby area, I gotta say.
It really is. Like, they've got a lot of budget for a fucking criminal organisation. Maybe they've been doing, like, they've got a bit of history before the Shadow Pokemon plan that's funding all of this. I don't know.
For a split second, I thought we were just going to have a normal talk. We were like a desk clerk, but no, we go straight into a Pokemon battle, and the desk just disappears into the ether, which allows me to just go back to the fucking spin-off page. The Ranger series, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, and Pokemon Ranger Guardian signs. We discussed this last time, so I'm just going to move on. I feel the rest of these, a lot of us probably won't have any, history with. The Rumble series. Rumble Blast, Rumble U, Rumble World, and Pokeland. The Troze series, which is a DS puzzle game, and Battle Troze, 3DS sequel to Pokemon Troze, and Puck series. Pokemon Batterio, which is an arcade game. Pokemon Tretta, sequel to Batterio. And Pokemon Tretta Lab, which is a 3DS application for use with Tretta.
I think the only one of those that I have played that you mentioned was, I think I played the 3DS Rumble game, the one with all the toy Pokemon going around. I don't remember much from it, I don't think I got very far into it, but I remember the toy Pokemon concept, like, that was kind of cool. I did kind of like that back in the day, even if nowadays I'm not that big on the whole chibi aesthetic, which is basically what it is.
I got you, and that's not the only spin-offs of one. There's other down here, so thank God for Wolfpedia, I swear to God. Pokemon Play It and its remake version, Pokemon Play It version 2, both are games for the PC that simulate the Pokemon trading card game. Interesting. Pokemon Snap!
Hey!
Yes! I fucking love Snap.
Such a simple concept. It's got enough depth to it. I think any more it would be a bit overbearing, but even that being said, I'd love a sequel, even if I think the time's passed at this point. Pokemon Picross.
Never played that one.
Okay, Pokemon Dash.
Yes, I have played that. That was a launch game on the DS. I legitimately like that game, as stupid as it is, and as guilty as it also is for being another one of them games that puts a lot of work on the old bottom screen, because the method of control there is that you control Pikachu by pushing him along on the bottom screen with the stylus, and that's how you make him run. And the gameplay is so basic. It's just endearing to me because it's such a weird concept. It also had this gimmick that, if you had one of the Game Boy Advance games in the bottom slot of the DS, you could load in your Pokemon from those games, and it would make a randomly generated course that takes the layout of that Pokemon sprite, and every one of those courses was a fucking unplayable mess, but the fact they went ahead and did that anyway, it's just so beautiful to me. I love that game.
I love Enthusiastic Flame. What else we got here? Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure. Yes, the one that has a keyboard peripheral. Yes, the one with amazing boss battle music. I don't think any of us played this here, so moving on. Pokepark Fishing Rally DS. This is like the Sonic popcorn machine of spin-offs. It was a fishing game that was only available as a DS download play demo. It apparently disappeared after shutting down the Nintendo DS system, and it had a 12-hour limit. You could catch Poliwags, Gyarados, Dragonairs, Mantines, Crawdonts, even Relicanths and whatnot, which are pretty rare in the actual games. Pokemon Conquest, which is a DS tactical RPG. Never played it myself.
Nope.
I haven't. I've seen gameplay of it. I know that it's a crossover with, I forget how to pronounce the name. Nobunaga's Ambition, I think it is. Yeah, it looks okay as a game, just not my thing personally. Looks a bit on the slow side.
Pokédex 3D and Pokédex 3D Pro, which are the 3DS Pokédex for Generation 5 and the National Pokédex respectively. Pokemon Art Academy, which is just a super, actually in-depth art game for the 3DS. Never played it myself. I assume either of you have not played it?
I haven't, no. But it does seem like a cool concept for a game.
Alright, here's a cool sounding one. The Thieves and the 1000 Pokemon. It was a free downloadable title for the 3DS, a movie tie-in game where players collect Pokemon to fight thieves.
Lovely.
That sounds cool. I've never seen or heard anything about it, but...
Yeah, same. Oh, Jesus, right. Pokemon Shuffle.
I've seen that. I haven't played it.
Ditto.
Pokemon Rewind the thing and say the name properly. Detective Pikachu.
Hell yes!
Oh, I would love to cover that game with you next year, Richie. Maybe even with you, Flame.
I have never played it, but I may change that before next year. We'll see.
You should. It's great fun.
Alright, we're approaching the end of the list and the end of the part here. Pokemon Picross, a free downloadable thing for 3DS. Pokemon Go, obviously,
Yes.
huge phenomenon, mobile games and such. Pokemon Magikarp Jump, a free mobile application. And the most recent one, which I really love and have actually completed, if not 100%, Pokemon Quest for the Nintendo Switch, where everything is like cube-like. You can like get new Pokemon, you can like attract Pokemon by feeding them certain things. It's basically a gacha game, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, it's a grindy sort of thing. You can pay to get stuff quicker, but this is easily one of the most accessible, like, gacha mobile games I've ever played. Then again, I haven't really played more than Quest, but I felt it was very forgiving in the grindy aspect.
Yeah, I did notice off that list you seem to miss one game that I distinctly remember, although I wouldn't know what it's called. During Gen 4, there was an edutainment game that had like really odd cartoony art style, but it featured Ash and Dawn in their anime designs from the time. I can't remember much about it other than that, but I'm hoping someone in the comments will know what I'm talking about because it's bugging me now.
What console was it for, mate?
I think it was an online PC thing.
Yeah, probably.
Ash and Dawn PC game. Let's have a look and see if I can find it. It's not Pokemon the movie game, is it?
No, it was strictly using the anime. They redesigned Dawn's like character a little bit, so she had like proper leggings and that, because they realised that having a kids' entertainment game using a fan servicey design isn't like the smartest way to get yourself included in the schools. But hey.
Yeah, that's all I'm seemingly able to find here. So let's just say you imagined it, even though I sort of have a shared memory here.
I have to say that list also did seem to miss off a few very large spin-off games, namely Pokémon Stadium, Pokémon Stadium 2, the very game that we're playing, Pokémon Colosseum, Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness, Pokémon Battle Revolution, and I want to say there's another one, but currently my brain is... Oh yeah, Pokémon Ranch. And also technically Pokémon Bank.
Oh yeah, and Pokemon Box as well, when you're on the subject of those things. Somehow, apparently that game's really rare. Somehow I have 2 copies of it.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
There's also a thing here that says like side series. Stadium is here, Battle Revolution is here, Box, Ranch, Bank, Colosseum, Dream Radar. Those are classified by Bulbapedia at least as side series, not spin-offs.
Right. I think that's a bit stupid considering how few in number they are. They pretty much, like, I would say that Mystery Dungeon ends up being more of a side series than like Stadium, because Stadium had like 2 games.
Well, no, Richie. The point of a spin-off is that it does not use the same mechanics or like locations or settings as the mainline series. A side series, this is just a sidestep from like the regular games, you know, just with less freedom.
True.
Well, let's talk about this before the part's out, because we're nearly done. This is the guy we stole the Quilava from at the start of the game, and that's why he's trying to get his revenge on us now.
Well, sucks for him. I have Bulbapedia at the ready. I am always ready to talk bullshit to fill out a part. Oh well, Rosso. L, goodbye-o.
10 seconds of this part was on topic. Good job, us.
Well, we aim to please and deliver even less. We'll see you next time for more Pokemon Colosseum. Bye for now.